Happy Valentine's Day, Cancer. This is the February reading for sex, love, and romance. So we'll see how this goes. In your immediate surroundings at the moment, you have the Star card. The Star symbolizes you feeling like the center of the attention that's going on, feeling like a star, feeling like you've got a lot of eyes on you, having all of that energy surrounding you, so you're feeling potent sexually, I would say. What is crossing you is interesting. It's the Four of Pentacles. So it's really a picture of a man, you know, going at the woman here in a sexual nature, and she just kind of, you know, not that she's uninterested, but she's just kind of bored, kind of. So that's your challenge card. So if that's your challenge card, it seems like you may be feeling like the center of attention, but you may be on the bored side in the bedroom. You may be, you know, things aren't quite as exciting as you want to be. You may be getting attention from someone that, you know, in the bedroom there's just a little bit to be desired. So that may be what's going on right now. You're having a lot of attention spilled on you, but it's a little bit mundane, a little less exciting than you really want it to be. So that's how it's going. Now, what's on your mind is the Ace of Swords. Now, the Ace of Swords is a new direction, a new, you know, and of course, the scenario here is self-explanatory. It's like you want a little more verve in the bedroom. You want a little more excitement, something that pushes your boundaries a little bit. I feel like these, these Cancers are wanting to kind of explore, open the blinders a little bit. So maybe in that way, that's what's going on, is what's on your mind. A little more excitement in the bedroom. So that's what's going on. Now, the energy that's passing is the Five of Pentacles. So that's interesting to have in your passing. When you're looking for excitement and passion, the Romance card is in your passing. So that's really, it's like the violin. I mean, the violin's sitting there. It's like the violins are playing the old romance and everything. So maybe you just want a little more hardcore stuff. I don't know. But it seems like the romance side, you've had it, you've got it, it's kind of passing away. So what's in your near future? We have the Knight. The Knight here of Cups, and he's just in a jealousy mode. He's kind of in a situation where he's mad and angry. Now, you could be in a situation where you're upset because someone else has something that you want in that physical way. You're wanting to be with someone and they're with someone else. There's a little couple in the background. They're kind of swinging around, having a happy day, and he's just not too happy about it. So you may be in a situation where you're wanting someone, or maybe even having been in a situation where you could have had something and you gave it up and now you're mad, you know, that kind of thing. It could be that kind of a scenario, or it could be just that, you know, you're just mad. There's something there that you wanted and you haven't got. So that's in your near future. So beware. I don't know that you can really change out of that. I feel like that's a card that's kind of going to show its head to you. What's in your near future? You have the Knight of Wands. Now, this is just a beautiful card. I mean, the wheat field and the horse, and everybody's happy. So it's really, I feel like it's a sensual card in a way of expressing. So it's interesting that you have in your near future anger and jealousy coming out of the blue here, and then you've got like being in tune and really being in the sensual throes of everything. So it may be that some of these Cancers are in between relationships. So maybe going from one, you know, having left one and now, you know, dreaming of going to the next. That may be a scenario that's coming up. As we carry on, we get the Six of Swords. Now that's, again, I take it as a kind of being distance. Having distance in your relationship. You may have the sex and it may be going on, but your head's in another place. That's the sense I get from that card. just not quite being all in. So there may be some love and affection here, and then there may be a sense of having it and just not quite being all in. Then down the road we get an offer of love, the Two of Swords. The woman is kind of feeding into it, but she's got her head turned almost like a playing coy, right? She's like, I want to, but I don't want to. There's just not enough passion there. But there is an offer coming at you. So it's like, I don't know if you're in a position where you've got a mate in that way, a physical partner, and you're getting an offer from somewhere else. I mean, these would apply more to the singles than to couples. But that's kind of the feeling I'm getting. Sorry, that's kind of the feeling I'm getting. Then there's also the Seven of Pentacles, which is basically being in a relationship, basically, karmically with someone. So there's almost like maybe there's an offer from someone that you're karmically tied to that's kind of not stimulating. Yet we end with the Knight of Swords, or the Knave of Swords, sorry, where, I mean, there's just attention being lavished. So it seems like these Cancers are getting a lot of attention, but they're just not wanting it. It's from an area that they're just not getting excited about. It's not building their passion. It's coming from, sorry, bad pun. It's arriving from an area that they're maybe not too thrilled about. That's the sense I'm getting. Some of these Cancers are getting love from a place that they're just either it's not enough for them, or their relationship is in a place where they're kind of getting bored and stale, or their mind is somewhere else and they're just not in the bedroom, yet they're taking it in or dreaming about it, and it's like there's a possibility it could happen, yet it fizzles again to, you know, the mundane. So either, you know, some of these Cancers are really just getting into relationships that they're just zoning out on, or they're coming across and they're just not taking anything too seriously at this point, or diving too deeply. And that could very well be the case, because there's almost like there's people in here that are supposed to be mingled in and amongst, yet there's no satisfaction. So I'm getting a sense here, I'm going off on the sex, but that you got to dig a little deeper into maybe some issues here. You maybe have some intimacy issues that you just haven't dealt with all along, and there might be a little bit of that pulling you in and out, because this seems to be a theme too, is getting what you want, and then you know, feeling off with it. So there may be some issues there that need to be tackled, but getting a sense though that they're being admired. These Cancers are getting admiration. It's just maybe not from the areas they think they want it to come from, or not in the ways that they want it to come. And that has to be voiced. That has to be spoken. That has to be spoken from. And I feel like these Cancers are absolutely not saying. They're just accepting what's coming forward, and just, you know, really their head's in another place. So, you know, as for the bedroom stuff, I feel like there's a little bit of fantasies going on, but you're not indulging in the relationships that you have in front of you. So whether you're, you know, singled or coupled, there's a little bit of, headspace, just not being in the bedroom when your partner is, you know, your head's somewhere else. So, yeah, you know, get into it, be in the moment. That's the theme here, seems to be running so far, is to be in the moment and accept that willingly. It seems like there's maybe a little bit of too much of an expectation of difference between your partner and what's going on. And, you know, I mean, sex isn't everything when it's not going right. It can be everything, you know, it seems like everything, but you really have to give from your soul to get underneath a lot of this. So for Cancers, I think you just really have to be in the game, get your head in the game, get it, you know, get grounded in what you're doing. You know, if you're physical and intimate with your partner, be physical and intimate with your partner, don't be off somewhere else. Just make sure your head's in the game. Now, the clarification card that I get is look at your patterns in relationship. I shuffled this deck. I have this one, another one. And that's again what I was picking up without the card. was that there might be some issues here that are causing you to kind of repeat and repeat and repeat. It's absolutely having to do with intimacy issues. These are all issues that are causing patterns in your relationships. So look back and see where the drop-off point was and go and say, okay, I don't want to do this in my future. So what is it that was going on here? Why am I getting bored in the bedroom? You know, is it because I'm getting reminded of things that weren't so pleasant? Is it because I'm getting reminded of abuse or neglect or whatever? Is this bringing me back to a past relationship and I'm dealing with it now? Is that what's going on? So that seems to be the system here. Some of these cancers, they're bringing in issues and not bringing it to the forefront, so your partner hasn't got a clue. They're completely lost. So you want to make sure that all that admiration, that you take it in 100%. You know, and if you're not feeling it, don't jump into it. Don't let it, don't let them come at you physically if you're really not in it 100%. And I think that's really what I'm picking here from these cancers, is that they're getting into physical intimacy issues and they're really not in it. They're not, their heart's not in it. So, don't go in a place where it's not there. Make sure it's there and then accept it fully when you do. Because that's really what I'm getting here. So it's a sense of just not satisfied, and that has half to do with you and half to do with your partner. And half of it, maybe even 3/4 to do with you, because if you don't let your partner in on what's bothering you, they can't even work to fix it. So that's what, the sense is here, is that there's a lot of holding back, and maybe not even holding back as much as not even knowing your patterns, what's going on. You're just zoning out, but you don't know why, but you have to look at that. So physical intimacy here seems to be a little bit of a challenge for the cancers, so they're going to have to look inward a little bit, look in past relationships, and look at these intimacy issues. These are really not going to be able to absorb all the fantasy stuff that they want to pull off unless they've dealt with the past issues. They can't really absorb that fully unless they've dealt with their past issues. So a little bit of turbulence there for the Cancer's sex and love reading. It's a little bit of up and up and down, but not in a good way. Yeah, it's a little bit of almost like a depression, but just again not really understanding where it's coming from. But it is your patterns. It's the patterns of behavior that's gone on in other relationships. It is the exact same as you look back. And I don't feel like you've x-rayed any of your relationships of the past. I don't think you've done that. I think that you need to do that. I think you need to go over it physically, not emotionally, not physically. You have to go through the relationships and figure out where things went downhill, started to go downhill, and you'll see a trend, and then you'll get to understand. Now, cancers are not ones to really delve too deeply into all of this stuff, but they're going to have to start doing it, or they're really going to start spinning in some vicious circles, and not only in the bedroom. This is going to transfer to other areas. So get the stuff in the bedroom under control, and first is just figuring out whether you do or you don't want it and being loyal to that. Because if you really don't, if you're not in the mood, just don't try and push yourself to be in the mood, or don't try and accept it because you think your partner wants it. You need to be loyal to yourself, loyal and true to yourself physically, and that's really a strong message I'm getting here. So happy Valentine's Day, Cancers. Take care. That's for February 2017. Sorry, 2017. Take care, have fun, and be kind.